we continue discussions with the aim to achieve an agreement as soon as possible. And also the milestones seems to be okay, so we expect disbursement of the installment by the end of the year.
The president of the Eurogroup said today that you need to continue to do more work. But are you pushing the point that actually politically and socially you're at the limits of what can be achieved here with reforms?
Well, I have explained the social limits of austerity measures. This is why we don't want to take further austerity measures, as I explained to you before. I think you heard the president of the Eurogroup referring to this. Actually, the Troika is coming back so that we can work together to find a solution.
You approved the budget for 2014 without prior approval from the Commission and the IMF. If we add that to your pushback over further austerity, is this the start of a more defiant, a more assertive Greece here?
Well, as you know, for the budget we had a constitutional constraint. So it was to be submitted and voted by last Sunday. That's what we have done. And the budget is very credible. It's, as we achieved, as we overperformed the target for this year, the same will happen next year. I think now we have proven our record.
Contained within that budget was the suggestion that you could regain market access next year. Can I ask how that fits with the conversation we were having last month about further debt write-downs for Greece? How do those two things square off?
Well, the discussion about the reduction of debt is based on the decision of the Eurogroup of the 27th of November and will take place immediately after the Eurostat confirms the primary surplus.
And in terms of regaining market access, you believe that could then happen later on next year?
I think we have put two conditions. One is to have a primary surplus to continue, which we have it now, and also to have a positive growth rate, which is now, as you know, today the third quarter results have appeared. If you have noticed, quarter on quarter, the last 2 quarters, the economy has stabilized. So I'm very optimistic that next year we're going to have positive growth, so we can have market access. Limited access next year, but it will be the first time since 2010, so it is very important.
There are positive signs, the prospect of growth next year, the surplus that you've achieved this year. But can I ask what else you're doing to drive growth and also to reduce the chronic unemployment problem in the country?
Don't forget now that we still have, after so many years of recession, we have a very big output gap. So this gap is closing slowly. So the closure of the output gap generates growth, and the driving forces next year will be investment and exports. One of the best things today of the results we had was not only that it seems that the recession is milder, it is now minus 3% this quarter, but also exports. This quarter compared to the same quarter last year are higher by 5.8%, which is perhaps this is the best result